What is up, Supra channel? Welcome back. This is part 2 of the 900 horsepower Supra build. Here it is, right where we left off last time. We're gonna be focusing on today's video is gonna be about cleaning the engine bay and getting it prepped up and ready for paint. So my goals for today are take the bumper off, take the headlights off, take both fenders off, wipers, the wiper cowl off, pretty much strip off everything here. Just leave it as bare as possible for paint and as easy as possible for the body shock bay. So as you can see, it's still, there's not as many things obviously as we started off with, but there's still quite a few things. So we got a little bit of work cut off for us today. Obviously not as heavy as putting the motor and transmission, but there's a lot of little details that we definitely got to get off here just to make sure we have a good job, and they can do whatever they got to do with the paint. So I'm going to do most of the recording today from up here in this camera. Not going to be a time lapse, but just in case you just see me talking from up there, it's hard to kind of work and then have the GoPro on your hand, and it's not as friendly as just having the camera just mounted there and just going with the flow. It lets me work a lot faster. It's Sunday. I went to 2 car shows this weekend. Saturday for the Air Force. I'm still working on the video to upload it, and I actually went to a local show at Key Biscayne, which is kind of like the beach area for us down here in Miami. And I just came back from that, so I'm still trying to enjoy my cars and get my my work done on these other projects here for friends and customers. So yeah, let's get right to it. It's 2 o'clock, and see as much as I can do today, guys. So thank you for tuning into this video. break here from the time lapse. So you can see here, been just kind of going along with it. I haven't really stopped and talked too much. I took out this side fender, bumpers off, took out the intercooler, condenser, and I'm kind of here stuck on the wiring now. I'll go over now. The reason I haven't taken out the side is because the door doesn't let me open here, so I actually have to bring the car down from the jack stands, push it out of the way so I could have access to the door and be able to remove this fender. What I'm working on now, which is kind of pointless to record on the time lapse, is kind of like the wiring here, which remember, I'm not going to get into it too deep into this car. As you can see here, we kind of cut all these out here, which are this whole group here. You guys know this box. This is all the traction control stuff and ABS from the stock twin turbo Supra, and you know it has all these relays and whatnot. But remember, since all of that pretty much got eliminated, we're not going to really use it, really be using any of them. We have the alternator cable, which kind of falls into that group now too. So I have to open up this whole harness that goes under the radiator here, and it goes all the way back here to the fuse box. So I kind of got to open up all this sleeve here and start eliminating all these cables that we're not going to need right up here up into the fuse box, so we could actually have something cleaner. I don't want to just kind of half-ass it over there and just run a new cable like most of the people do, which is just run a new cable for the alternator. But I actually want to get rid of the old one, which is going to be a useless cable, instead of just having it there, you know, in the sleeve. So again, it's not 100%, you know, clean wiring like I usually do, but it's so time consuming that I'm not going to get into it in this car, guys. But I am going to clean it up as best as I could with what I have to work with. I just wanted to kind of show it along. But yeah, you can see that side over there is kind of all ready to go. Oh, the AC lines are removed as well. I'm not sure if you guys noticed. This is going to be removed for paint. These are just the wires that are tucked in there. Obviously that's going to be covered up. I took the cowl off too. Look at this. This is probably like 30 years worth of dirt and whatnot. What else here? Yeah, this is. I'm gonna take this off. A lot of you, or a lot of Supra guys, they always leave this on here, and this never gets used. So I mean, if I'm here, might as well do it. If you guys use it for something, I think it's one of those things on the engine bay that doesn't get used again. I think it's something like the factory air box goes in there or something. So I just kind of get rid of it. And we'll sand it down later, nice and smooth. And that's it. Get rid of that. Let's see. I usually get rid of this one too. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's a pretty useless one too. We don't use that. That one over there, obviously we use it for the power steering. And that's it. So let me keep taking all this stuff out, and I will check back in when I have more done. Remember, all this wiring is just tedious work, and it's really not going to capture much on video, just me sitting there, you know, messing around with cables. All right, finally finished somewhat with the wiring. Check it out. This is all we got rid of. These two white ones for anybody doing an alternator upgrade. I always said it. This is the side that goes in the fuse box. I cut it there short, and this is the side that goes on the factory alternator. Again, these two wires are the factory ones. If you're running a high output alternator, it is required that you run a 2-gauge or 4-gauge wire. So you have to run a new wire from the fuse box around to the alternator, because the factory wire, I guess, is not big enough. I'm not sure, but that's what most of those aftermarket manufacturers recommend. So anyway, so here, I know it kind of looks like half-assed because it's just thrown there, but the reason is because when the painter gets around to painting, they're gonna have to lift this up in the air. I'm sure we're gonna tape this up so they don't, you know, get the wiring, you know, painted or whatever. But he needs to be able to kind of get around there with the gun and whatnot. So that's why I kind of just took it out and just left everything there hanging for him. Again, same thing. This just thrown in here. I did clear this out as much as I could. Everything back here is already good to go. Here, this side is good to go. So this side is pretty much good. I'm gonna take that AC clip off. I think you can still buy it. I know there's a part number. I just gotta look it up, but I know because I replaced it on mine. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is bring the car down from the jack stands, move it out of the way so I could get this fender out, get the brake booster out, the clutch master out, this throttle cable out that we're not going to be using, that the stock one. All right, so we got the car off the jack stand. It's already dark, so trying to get as much as I could here done. Oh, almost forgot this. All right, so driver's side fender's off. I sealed off the fuse box here as much as I could here. Just put some of the grease around here. We're gonna give it some pressure clean. We're gonna hit it with a pressure cleaner. I'm sorry, that's what I meant to say. Late night, still at it. Let's see here. Got the engine bay washed. It's not perfect, but all the big stuff is mostly gone, which is what I wanted. I got rid of this little bracket here. I'm gonna grind that down a little bit, make it flush. What else did we get rid of? The little ear there, that one's fine, it's not too crazy. This stud over here, I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage and cut it off. This is a pointless stud here, doesn't do anything. I'd rather it sits flush and then it gets nicely painted. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off really quick, clean it up, and that'll be the end of it. I'll check back in. Let me cut this really quick, and actually, you know what? I'm gonna put the tripod. Let it record. All right, cut that off now. And I think we are done here. Only thing missing is taking that clip off, and I think there's really no way to saving it. I think every time you try to take it off, it's gonna break. There's really no save. There's no way to save it because it's in there. Yeah. Once it clips on like that, it's just gonna break when you take it off. So, well, there it goes. I'll just order a new one. Hey, you see, the little ears broke. So. All right, I think we are all wrapped up here, guys. It's as far as I could go. I guess to my liking or my knowledge. As far as stripping it down, I think there's nothing else to take out. Even if you guys are looking at those brake lines here, remember there's no grommets around them, so they can paint around them. They can paint the line, I don't care. Those lines are gonna be removed anyway. I just didn't want to deal with taking off the tires, and that's gonna be a pretty useless thing anyway. They could just, you know, paint over them. I really don't care. The tape, the wiring is the only thing that needs to be taped, and they need to be moving around when they're gonna spray with the gun. This over here, I think he actually lifts it up with like a stick while they're painting it, so it's just kind of floating in the air, and they could just paint around it. So that's how they did mine, if I remember correctly. Took the locks out of the way, took the cable, the latch out of the way. So yeah, it's pretty much bare down to every, you know, to as far as down as you could go. So all the accessories are up. All right, guys. So it's late. I'm tired. I'm gonna wrap up part 2 here of the 900 horsepower super build. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I know this one was kind of just me taking things off, but you know, that's pretty much what there is to it. Yeah, just, you know, it's just common stuff, just taking stuff out. So no big deal. You know, just nobody does it because I know it's a lot of work and it's a lot of tedious work. That's why a lot of people try to avoid it. But this is how you got to do it if you want, you know, if you want a pretty engine bay after it's all said and done. And you know, and you like details like me. I don't like doing things half-assed. If they tell me, hey, do it like if it was your car, I'm gonna go ahead and do the extra mile and pretend like if it's my car and do it right. You know, I'm not gonna half-ass it. All right, I'm not gonna bore you guys any more talking. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. Thank you for watching. Take care.